Hello everyone, Transport Enthusiast here, and welcome to the first episode of our Workers and Resources tutorial series, showing you how you can play Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. And today we're starting off with the basics. So essentially the basics will show you how you can construct your own building. So under construction, as you can see here, you're able to build all sorts of buildings, from residential to construction. So for example, when you click on residential buildings, all the residential buildings available will appear. So, place a building, what you do is you can zoom in. Now, the way you zoom in is you need to press. So the way you zoom in is you just use the mouse button. So you can scroll back to zoom out and scroll in to zoom in. Now, one thing to note is it doesn't seem you can actually zoom while placing a building. So make sure you kind of have your angling right before you start placing the building. So this looks like a good angle. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click the building. And now you have to align it. So you can basically place the building whichever way you want, but in order to align a building, you use the scroll button on your mouse. So as you can see here, we're scrolling and now it's perfectly aligned. If the terrain is not equal, it's going to give you a yellow warning, which basically means you can either flatten it if it's possible, or if it's too uneven, then you might have to build it elsewhere. So you're just going to left click, and there you go. Now it's going to start building. Now, to get rid of this building, you just click escape, like so, and then we go onto infrastructure. Under infrastructure, you basically have all the different transportation methods. You have roads, railways, connections, the factories, and you have airplanes, etc. Now, again, one thing to bear in mind is you just click on these and you get all the different roads available. If you go back, you click on railways, you have all the different infrastructure related to railways and so forth. So I'm going to go here, and to build a road, you just simply click on the road you want. So this one is an asphalt road, which top permissible speed of 110 kilometers an hour and a walking speed of 95%, whatever that means. Again, the way you place a road is similar to how you place a building, except so you left click here and then you just drag along the whole way. Now bear in mind, this is a tutorial, so obviously it's telling us how to do it, but you can place it as long as you like, but for the sake of here, you just drag along, and once it's reached where you want to, you just let go and it's just going to start building. And of course, if you want to destroy the road, which is also possible, you simply use the demolish button here. And then you can't use this now, but you can't use this in the tutorial, but once you're building your own city, you can do. Next thing is, it wants us to build another road that connects the buildings. So this is how you connect your buildings to the main road. We're using the wrong road there, but you can use whatever one you want in your home city. And then again, like that. And then your road is built. Now, the way you build a bus platform is the same as usual, and the bus platform is on the roads, as this is road infrastructure. Now, of course, you can place this whichever way you want. As you can see, we can place it like this. But if you want to align this perfectly, just keep scrolling until it reaches the way you want. Now, one thing you'll notice is sometimes buildings will connect to the road, but if you place them too far out, they won't. So basically, what this means is if you place the buildings close to the main road, it will automatically build the road for you, or otherwise you just have to connect it with the road yourself, like with this building there to the right. So, just left click, and there's the bus. You click escape to get rid of this placement thing, and now we need to manage our bus. So we need to go into our bus platform here, and now what we need to do is ensure that people can actually access it. So what you can see here is this shows us there's an access route. However, as you can see, this access route is quite convoluted. Instead, we can make a short access route or a shortcut. So we're going to close this off like so. We're going to go back into roads, and then you're going to build a footpath. And then you click on the footpath, whichever one you want, dirt or gravel or stone, and we're going to do that. And the way you do it is you can left click on these pedestrian things, and then you can connect it to any pedestrian thing in general, as long as it's a pathway. Obviously you can connect it here because we cross the road, but for example, if you had a pathway there, you could connect it, or you can usually even drag and leave it like this. So when it's on in tutorial mode, you can just let go here and it'll build a footpath, or you can connect them two ways like so, and then just let go of the left mouse button, and there you go. Now we have a shortcut, and basically means there's better access to the bus stop. Go back into construction. And now we can build our food and crops, and they go into a food factory. Now we're going to just go escape for a second and zoom out, because it wants us to build a factory here. Again, when you're doing this in free roam or in your career mode, you have full control. And then like so. Now one thing to notice is you'll see here there's two types of things. So you go back here, roads, and you go to the bus stop. It's going to ask us to add a bus stop, but just to mention here, these little arrows here with the yellow arrows pointing one way and the other yellow arrows pointing the way, that's about conveyor belts. So that's just a symbol for conveyor belts and the factory infrastructure. So you just click here, and we add in a second bus stop. Now we need to connect our bus stop with the factory and then with the main roads. We go back, and then right before we connect it to the footpath, so therefore that our bus routes are actually serving a purpose. Now we go back, and we need to build the main road like so, and you're probably getting the gist of this. There you go, and it's building. Now the next course of action is to build a bus depot, or what's called a road vehicles depot. So your road vehicles depot is on the roads, it's on the infrastructure roads, and you're going to place it like so. But first of all, before you place it, you need to rotate it. Then it's connected to the road, like so. And then the next thing we need to do is we need to purchase our buses or our fleets. So buy new vehicles, and then here you have all the different vehicles available. You have ambulances, bulldozers, and we want to go on the bus like so. And we want to, here you have all the options you can buy. So you can buy a LZ, which is a LAZ. Obviously they have shortened it because of copyright reasons. The SKD is a Skoda, and so forth. But yeah, buy this bus, and then you can buy as many as you want. This is how many slots your garage has. Now what we do is we go into our bus. We close this off because we just don't need those extra stuff. Double click on it. So yeah, you have to double click. Oh no, actually, let's see if you can click once. Yeah, you click once, and then you add in your stops. So now we create a route. So this gets a bit messy, so you might want to minimize this just so it's out of the way. And then we click here, that's what we've done, and we add a new stop. Yeah, this gets a bit messy. Okay, yeah, so as you can see here, you add your new stop. Then we've added in our first stop, and you go to our second stop. Add it in, and then of course, if you have more stops, you just continue doing that until you've reached the terminus. And then we click start, and it will launch. Now we close this off. Put this back to full screen, close this off. As you see, our depot is empty because now that bus will be in service. And if you go to faster speed, we can see the bus route going, and you can even ride your bus route like so. There is usually an eye icon. Yes, it is. There you go. And then if you close this off, you can actually ride the bus and watch it as it goes along. Anyway, let's light the bus. Just click escape. And now we need to connect a factory with its infrastructure. So we go here and we purchase resources using rubles, and then of course you can purchase as many resources as you want, and then you approve the purchase, and now it's going to purchase the resources necessary in order for the factory to run. So each factory requires resources, so here it requires crops, and then it can produce the outputs with these inputs, which are crops, and it produces outputs, which are foods. So then we close this off, we go back into the roads, and then we want to connect our factory to the road, so of course that these crops can be transported to the factory. Then we want to go back here to construction. Under foods, crops related, we build a grocery store. So obviously this is where it exports this to, and this is how you get the economy running. So this city builder is not just about building the city, it also has the economic element. So you have to, you know, it's from producing the residential areas, the transportation systems, you manage absolutely everything. So as you can see here, you have the inputs, which you import from abroad because you don't have a farm, but of course once you build a farm you can import those. And then you have your factory, which produces outputs, and those outputs are produced to grocery, exported or transported to the grocery store. So we build a grocery store, and then we go back, and now we go into our road vehicle depot. Now of course you can probably build more road vehicle depots, you know, one for buses, one for trucks, just to manage it properly. But we're going to buy a Skoda truck here. Escape again. Now we're going to manage this Skoda truck. Left click on it, add a route, and now what we're going to do now is we're going to connect our route. So basically this Skoda truck is going to transport the resources we're producing in the factory to wherever we want. So we want to transport them from the factory to the shop, and then there we go. Now we have a truck doing that service, and now we just need to start the journey. So now we have our logistics sorted out. So essentially you're also doing a logistics simulator, and of course if you want you can ride the truck like so and watch it go. But yeah, of course we won't do that, that's not the purpose of this video. Then we go back to construction, and now we can build our residential buildings, and then we just place it like so. Scrolling, you're probably getting the gist by now. Well, as you can see here, we need to get citizens first, so we go here and then we click tick off get citizens. I tick off deselect get citizens, and then we can build a building like so. And then we want to invite people to live in this building because at the moment it's empty. So what we do is we invite people, immigrants, to live here. So essentially that means we're probably going to be offering some sort of financial incentive for them to do so. So we click here and we keep clicking this, and until we've invited the number of immigrants we want, like so. So in this case it's 80. Then we go back to construction, we go to residential buildings, and we build another one. And now we start to build up our Soviet Republic. And now we can move residents from one building to another. So we can relocate residents from this building to this building. So if you want to demolish a building, that's how you demolish a building. First of all, you need to relocate the residents, as would be in real life. So you'd relocate them from whatever building it is to whatever other building it is. And then, as you can see here, it's a bit more of a long process because you have to keep clicking like so. But luckily, basically, once you've clicked relocate from the first building, you can keep clicking the second building and will relocate in tens the number of people from one building to another. And then that's it for this tutorial, folks. So that is, in this tutorial, we've gone through how you can first of all create roads, create buildings, how to zoom in and out, how to rotate buildings. We've also covered how to create a bus route, how to create a depot, how to buy vehicles, and then how to also create a factory and transport the resources from the factory to the grocery store. So essentially how to create your logistics and have basically import your inputs, create outputs, and then transport those to the relevant areas where you want them to produce. We've also gone through how you can relocate citizens, as well as how you can invite citizens to live in your area. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Let me know if you would like to see more workers and resources tutorial videos. I plan to basically go through all of the main tutorials, and that is it for now. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Have any questions? If you see, make sure to subscribe for more workers and resources Soviet Republic tutorials. And yeah, that is it for now. Until next time, bye for now.